Raychell, you followed Brick into madness. Do you regret the power it gave you?
Nope. I don't regret any of it.
You helped Brick build the Exiled. Do you ever think about what it cost you?
Every damn day it costs me everything.
JJ, you turned on Brick, but did you ever really leave their world?
I didn't turn on Brick. Brick turned on Brick. I've been me since day one.
If you could go back, would you follow them again?
In a heartbeat. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would. It was a hell of a run. It was great. I'd do it all over again.
You said the world needs purpose, but did you ever find yours? I've pored over this file for longer than I care to admit. I've lost hours of sleep reading and rereading the words, but they haven't become any easier to digest. Brick Savage is brutal, violent, deplorable, and as an organism, technically perfect. I once thought it was my responsibility or my purpose to learn everything there was to know about what Brick Savage has become, to understand them so that I could circumvent them somehow, protect those that needed protecting, take the steps necessary to stop the stampede. I thought I would be the hero who ends the madness. But Brick is not a stampede. A stampede has instincts. A stampede, at its core, is based on self-preservation. A stampede can be killed. We hold it up as something analogous to strength, when in reality, it's just a collection of frightened animals running for their lives and hoping to eat, shit, and fuck again tomorrow. I want to be clear on this. Brick is not the stampede. Brick causes stampedes. Learning more about them is like reading books about hurricanes. Knowing its name won't shield you from the storm surge. There is no evil at the heart of Brick Savage. To their mind, what they do is a mercy. They call the weak, ending their long and seemingly endless suffering. Those lesser beings are better off in the ground, and what remains becomes stronger. What's left behind becomes the purest truth. At the heart of me, I know they're wrong, but something in me almost agrees with them, agrees that it's better this way. Heroes, villains, these are simple words plucked daintily from fairy tales for children trying to make sense of a cruel and indifferent world. Brick Savage is the world they're trying to understand, a world that punishes the weak and tests the strong. There are no cracks in Brick Savage. They create the cracks. The world needs purpose. Maybe they're right. Maybe that desire to create through destruction is the next stage in our evolution. Maybe you can't truly know something until you rip away the muscle, fat, and viscera that surrounds it. And maybe that's what this world needs. Peel away the top layer, and what remains? Can we build on it? Can we finally fabricate something permanent? Brick Savage wants to lead us to that molten core, and it's hard not to follow. I can't continue this way. There has to be an end. I can't let them get away with it, with the endless deconstructing and reshaping. The bloodshed has to end. This isn't how we behave in modern society. Who are any of us to say that we know what's best for the world? Brick Savage doesn't have that authority, no matter how right they believe they are. Psychologically, they exist in a place of pure strength, and I don't know how to defeat that. The world has rewarded their parade of endless violence and brutality with accolades and glory. And no matter how we feel about that, such is the way of the world. Because of this, Brick Savage is unopposed when it comes to the power of their delusion. Or is it clarity? I'm not sure it's even for me to decide anymore. A lesser analyst might make the mistake of thinking that Brick Savage believes they're immortal, that their reign will last forever. Brick is far more dangerous than that. Brick has no illusions about reigning forever. The fact that Brick Savage will eventually end is why they're pushing and crushing so hard and so fast. Brick is preparing the world for what's to come. They're a herald of a coming and greater storm. When Brick Savage finally breathes their last breath, the damage done in the new growth that has sprung forward will remain thriving and everlasting. The world will be hardened, shaped, forged as one does a blade. From raw, dull, lifeless material, Brick is making a world more deadly than we can imagine. Each swing of their fist an iron hammer, and each bone crushed a weak piece of discarded scale, burned and fragile on the ground beneath their boot. I'll read the file again. I'll find the source of this desire to crush and reshape, and I'll smoke too many cigarettes, I'll drink too much coffee, I'll let my relationships fall by the wayside and try to convince myself that I'm not being reshaped as well. I don't want to give them the satisfaction. But satisfaction was never what they were after. They don't care if they're loved. They thrive in your fear. They don't seek validation. Do you think a black hole cares what a beam of light thinks as it's crushed into nothing? They don't even demand obedience, though you'd be foolish to deny them. They demand truth. Truth is what a knife does to flesh, what an earthquake does to a bridge. Pain is truth distilled, and Brick Savage seeks to drink from such a fountain. I shudder to think what will happen if we allow them to take that drink.